Step by Step Golf proudly presents our Spotlight Series, giving you an inside look at some of golf's most incredible people, places, and products. And now, here's our host, Todd Gober.
Well, hello again, everyone. It's Todd Gober with Step by Step Golf. This is our Spotlight Series, and we are thrilled to have Mr. Dave Genevro with us here today. He is the general manager at Barefoot Resort and Golf. Dave, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us today.
Oh, you're welcome. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity. It was nice to get a chance to chat, and I look forward to Barefoot hosting your group sometime this early spring or late spring.
You got it. You got it. We're excited to be there, and I wanted to just take a moment and talk with you not only about the resort, but a little bit also about the Myrtle Beach area and the guys and folks watching this. I think that'll help kind of create some excitement leading up to that event, and I thought we'd come straight to you for that. I know you've been at Barefoot since the opening days, from what I researched.
Yes, I was. Our actual opening date, last year we celebrated our 20th anniversary. We opened April 13th of 2000. I moved from Pennsylvania, very rural area, northeast of Pittsburgh. A few weeks before that, I think I moved and started work March 25th. And I've been very fortunate to, I started as a first assistant and been able to move up within the company. Great family to work with, and been here since the beginning. And we're also very fortunate. Most people in our lead roles in departments, food and beverage manager, head professionals, director of maintenance, have all been here very similar, not since the beginning, but anywhere from 10, 12 to 18 years. So there's a lot of continuity within the facility because of the tenure of the people working here. Wow.
Well, talk a little bit, if you would, about those early days. I know in our exchange prior to the interview, you had mentioned in those days there was a swinging bridge, and you would shuttle the guests to the resort by water taxi. Talk about some of those early days, if you would.
Well, just prior to me coming down, we knew the bridge wasn't going to be ready, or it was going to be real close. There's a swing bridge that's in place and still in place at this time. But when they finally had everything ready and they turned to close the bridge, which means it's open for traffic, they found that I believe it was 18 to 20 inches off. And that wasn't good. So Plan B, our owner quickly decided that he hired pontoon boats, and we had pontoon boats almost directly across the waterway from the golf courses at Greg Norman's Australian Grill. So people that were playing were parking in the Australian Grill's parking lot, grabbed their clubs, went over on a pontoon boat. We had people staffed on that side. We loaded them on a pontoon boat, brought them across slightly up the Intercoastal Waterway to a dock that was built in about 3 or 4 days. And we had vans, multi-passenger vans there waiting. We loaded their clubs, loaded them, and took them to either the die course pro shop or the resort pro shop. So, from the beginning, trying to play 200-300 rounds and doing that was very, very difficult. It was a challenge day in and day out with the challenge of making sure we had people on the boats and across the waterway before dark at the end of the day. But time and time again, we have people that have been coming to Barefoot every year since we opened, and they still say that the best experience was when the early days when they were riding the boats and taking the boats across the waterway at sunset at the end of a 36-hole day.
Awesome. Wow, that's special. That's special. Now, one of the things that I noticed when I was on site last summer, the 3 golf courses out of the main resort clubhouse, and then the die course in a separate clubhouse. Talk about the benefits of that, and just a little bit about the 4 unique designers and how that sets you guys up with 4 outstanding golf courses.
Okay. What I think one of the big benefits of playing here at Barefoot and staying here at Barefoot is, we have Greg Norman, very well-known designer. Has designed golf courses in 35 different countries. Davis Love, the third, here at the resort, you know, we also had Tom Fazio, of course, here at the resort, who has designed golf courses all over the world and one of the best designers. Greg Norman and Tom Fazio were under contract for the the resort here, where we had 3 courses, and they were looking for the 3rd designer to design a golf course sandwiched in between Greg Norman, the property, and Tom Fazio. And Greg mentioned to Davis Love to reach out to our owner that this would be a great opportunity, and it would be the first chance that Davis had a high budget design. And he reached out to our owner, Sam Puglia, and Mr. Puglia met with him and, you know, loved him, you know, the personality, his excitement about about the chance to do this. But he also realized the challenge of having a piece of dirt sandwiched in between Tom Fazio and Greg Norman, and you know, the expectations of what he would do. And the great thing was, when we opened back in 2000, in that year, the Davis Love course was ranked number 6 in the country, new upscale golf courses. Coming out of the gate, he jumped ahead of the other 2, you know. So it's a great design. You know, all 3 are great designs. And to go back on what I was saying, when you play here, you don't play the 5th hole of the Norman course and say it reminds you of that 12th hole on the Fazio course. There's nothing similar when you go from design to the other designs. Each one has their own characteristics. They took the land and made changes to it. By the way, they like to design golf courses. And even though you're coming and playing these golf courses from the same clubhouse, you're playing 3 different complete golf courses.
Dave, we won't let the word out, but do you have a favorite? I promise we won't let the word out, but if you have a favorite, I'd love to know, and tell us why.
Well, since I don't want to say day one, but early on that first year, the Love course became my favorite. And why I like the Love course, it's very generous off the tee, but it puts a lot more emphasis on your second shot. It's they're crown greens with collection areas, and the challenge of your game in that second shot. You know, the greens are small. A lot of times, once you get to know the golf course and playing specific holes, middle of the green is good, regardless where the pin is, because it's a short putt for birdie. If you short side yourself or go long on that golf course, especially when the course is playing firm and fast, getting up and down is very, very difficult. I've always been a better short iron player, so the golf course played to my strength. Now, I don't play much anymore, but it's still my favorite. And the other thing that I like about it, on a normal day, when you walked off the 18th hole, for most people, you've played almost every club in your bag because of the length of the par 3s, par 4s, par 5s. You get a chance to use everything in your bag.
Gotcha. Your folks were generous enough to let me kind of ride the golf courses and check it out when I was there last summer. And the Love course had a Pinehurst kind of a feel. The second shot, premium, and the small greens and the undulations. Very Pinehurst feeling and attractive to the eye. Just a beautiful golf course.
Definitely. He did send his greens crew to Pinehurst to take a look at, because he did want to mimic somewhat what the green and the green complexes were like in Pinehurst, and he's done a great job. It's not any type of copy of it, but there's certain places where you probably notice that if that ball just gets past the apron, that it's going to go down in a hill in a little ravine, and it makes for a difficult shot to get up and down.
Gotcha. Is Dave, the Love course, is that where the ruins? I noticed the ruins that are behind one of the greens. Is that the Love course?
Yes, the ruins are on the 3rd, 4th, and 6th hole of that golf course, and they come into play. There's a wall on the 4th hole. It's a drivable par 4 for a lot of people, but if your ball comes up against or near the wall where you have no backswing, either you take a stroke penalty, or a lot of people will chip it into the wall and then ricochet it back to the green towards the flag, hoping to get up and down in a unique way. So It's a lot to play the golf course.
That's awesome. You guys have had some special events on property and have been recognized for some, very prestigious awards. Could you talk about either, the awards and the events and the people you've had on property?
Okay. Early on, the first couple years, we had the Golf Channel here, and we had the qualifiers in 4 events, one on each golf course of the Canadian Tour back then, where the Golf Channel was here almost 6 weeks. They showed it live, and then they would do playbacks at the end of that day. It was a lot of fun. It was a long 6-week stretch and a lot of work, but it was great to be able to showcase the 4 courses. And since then, we've had a great following from across the border. A lot of people that come down in winter here at Barefoot or in Myrtle Beach, but a lot of people that come down and play on golf packages here at Barefoot remember those events. We've hosted Hooter Tour events, NCAA championship events. We host every year. I think our biggest exposure event that we host is the Monday after the Masters, Hootie and the Blowfish Charitable Tournament. It's the largest single day charity event in South Carolina, raising as high as, I believe, $600,000 or $650,000 in one day. So it's a lot of fun. And the reason it's a lot of fun, it's a charity tournament, and you have the band Hootie and the Blowfish, Darius Rucker, who's, since has gone country, years ago, but got back together with the band and did a tour last year, so he very well known, but then he brings a lot of celebrities, sports celebrities, obviously other artists that come and play in this event. And it's so much fun to be part of that event. The golf courses themselves, we've been ranked, 3 out of 4 have been ranked by Golf Digest top 100 in the country through the years. Golf Digest has ranked back in, I believe it was 2008, top 50 in Myrtle Beach, and we had 3 of them in the top 10, with the Love Course being ranked at that time #1 in Myrtle Beach. We have we've had the ability to have a lot of people come out and rate us, whether it was Golf Digest, Golf Week, and we've been fortunate that throughout the years we've been ranked at different levels throughout the years, and it's a lot of fun hosting events. Like this past year, we had a Golf Week event that we hosted, and it was 21 raters, and the communications with them that I met them and try to get let them know what they anticipate, because none of them had played golf courses. And I told them I was anxious to see, because of the different levels in your of golfer and the different golf courses, that when we have a group of 12 players that come down, or a group of 20 players, you go around after they played all 4, and it's unique of what was their favorite. Sometimes it's dictated by wherever they scored the best, but sometimes that's not true. The Dye course, designed by Pete Dye, which is the most difficult here, sometimes the common term used, it ate my lunch. And, and they like it because they played the worst on it sometimes. It's a great golf course. It's just one that you have to play more than once, learn how to play the golf course, and learn a lot of times where not to miss on that golf course, because it can really be penalizing to miss certain holes on the wrong side. Gotcha.
Dave, 2 more questions for you, and we're going to let you get on about your day. But I'd love for you to talk about other amenities that, that are on property. That was one thing that really struck me when I was there last summer, was not only the beauty of the clubhouses and the meeting rooms and the restaurants on site, access to lodging close by, which I'm so excited about, having our guys, right there, just very close to property, and having everything within just a short distance. If you would just kind of highlight a little bit of the other amenities and all of the reasons why, Barefoot is more than just golf.
Sure. Starting with the amenities, Barefoot, the resort itself, we don't own or manage the accommodations, but we partner with multiple property management companies, and we've been working with them for years. So we have a great relationship, and we have anything here on site within 2 miles of the clubhouses from a 2-bedroom, 2-bath golf villa, which I would guess 50% of the people that visit us use. And it's close to on site. It's great for 4 people. You know, a lot of people when they're here on site, that they don't spend much time in the accommodation. They get up early in the morning. They visit us at the clubhouse. We have a buffet breakfast for the golf packages. They play at minimum of 18 holes, obviously, a lot of times 27 or 36, and they have a drink after golf. They head home, they take a shower, go out to one of the 1,500 restaurants on the Grand Strand, which are anywhere from a 5-minute drive across the swing bridge to at Barefoot Landing to, you know, they could drive, you know, half hour up or down 17 to find the place that they want to go eat. Prior to the round or after the round, or if they arrive a day early, and you know, a lot of times the people coming down here in March haven't even seen green grass for months. We have a 30-acre driving range right here on site, and we have 13 different target greens, a chipping green, a putting green, bunkers to practice, you know, hitting a few bunker shots. And it's a lot of times even a walking distance for some people to grab a few clubs and walk over, or again, a short drive of a mile or two to get to the driving range and warm up. If they get here early in the morning and they eat breakfast, then we have a shuttle that'll drive them over to the driving range prior to the round, complimentary bucket of balls before the round, and then they'll bring them back and get them here in time for their tee time. While you're at the driving range, you know, after a round, maybe you had trouble with your wedges, you go over and hit a bucket so you're ready for the next day. But then before you get back in your car, we have Putter's Pub Sports Bar, brick oven pizza, a great place to relax after your round. If or after dinner before you heading back to your room, you stop for a nightcap or watch, you know, in March, stop and watch the basketball games that are going on in late March, to watch your favorite team, you know, hopefully earn their way to the finals of March Madness. So there's a lot to do, you know, inside the, once you're here, you know, that you have very little reason to leave the property if you choose not to. And if you do choose, you can go across the bridge and not even go out to 17, and there's 13 different restaurants and 150 shops right there at Barefoot Landing. But I hope you had a chance when you were here in that past summer. Once you get out on 17, you know, you're a mile from Barefoot, you're less than a mile and a half to go to the ocean, go for a walk on the beach, or to visit a lot of nice restaurants or attractions, including Topgolf, which is about 20 minutes from us.
You know, that's a great segue into the last question I wanted to ask you. Several of our participants have talked about coming in a few days early, bringing family, and just enjoying the South Carolina low country and the area in and around Myrtle Beach. So love to hear any recommendations you may have. I know you would encourage them to do that, and any thoughts you would have about folks coming in early and just, you know, being part of the Myrtle Beach area.
Sure. I think this is a great family atmosphere because, you know, we start, you know, in mid-February, where we start getting a lot of people that just visit the destination on golf packages. And, you know, the majority of the play is men, but we do have women groups that do come down, and then we do get couples that come down, you know, together and enjoy. But once we get in after that first weekend to second weekend in June, we transition to be a vacation destinations that's families. But, you know, having an opportunity to go to the beaches are beautiful. And, you know, whether your children are 3 or 4 years old, or whether they're 13 or 14 years old, all of the kids, they enjoy the beach. But there's attractions like race cars, there's museums to go to, Barefoot Landing, and then also Broadway to Beach, which has, you know, an upside down house that you go in, and there's plenty of things to do, zip lines, there's indoor, you know, swimming pools to enjoy. There's, you know, if you want to do it, Myrtle has just about everything and an opportunity to do it, and at a very reasonable. It's not only what we call the golf capital of the world, it's one of the best vacation destinations here on the Southeast coast also.
That's awesome. We are so excited. For those watching the video, we will have 2 events on property there at Barefoot, June 3rd through 6th, our 19th annual Memorial Cup men's match play tournament, and our very first senior match play, which we call the Legends Cup. Both of those tournaments will be on site during those early dates there in June. Dave, we are excited. We can't wait, and you have helped us even increase that excitement even more by understanding about all the great golf courses and amenities at Barefoot. I truly appreciate your time today.
Thank you for allowing me the time to get to meet you and talk about the resort. I've been here for almost 21 years, and I love it. So I appreciate it.
You got it. Thanks again.